everybody. I'm Miss Eva, and I am glad to sit here and read a book for you. Today is the Bronstein Bears Forget Their Manners. Don't know how many times we remind you, always have manners. So we're going to see what happens today with the Bronstein Bears. There was trouble in the big tree, house down a sunny dirt road deep in the bear country. Trouble with manners. The bear's family trouble with manners was that they forgot them. Oh my gosh. Do you ever forget your manners? Try not to. At first it was just an occasional please or thank you. That was forgotten. Then there was a rude rush without excuse me. It's not very nice. Then a reach across the table instead of please pass the broccoli. If I did that, I would have had a fork in my hand. You don't just reach over and grab your food. You say, please, may I have? Mama Bear wasn't quite sure how or why it would happen, but she was sure of one thing. Whatever the reason, the bear family had become a pushing, shoving, name-calling, ill manners mess. Oh, look at them. They're pushing. She's telling them no. He's sitting there going like this. And then she's sticking her tongue out. That's not very nice. At the table, it was even worse. They were grabbing, mouthing, stuffing, food fighting, kicking under the table. Super mess. Ooh, look at their faces. They don't look very happy. And here's Daddy Bear just ignoring it, going, whatever. Of course, Mama Bear tried to correct them. Brother and Sister Bear, behave. She's tried coaxing. She tried complaining. She tried shouting. She tried going to Papa for help. So it seemed that to Mama that was part of the problem was Papa not paying attention. Papa banged on the table and shouted as only he could shout, but nothing really seems to do any good. Oh boy, look at his face. He's sad. He knows he's... Have you ever been yelled at? I think I would be scared if my Papa yelled. Mama didn't like what was happening to her family, not one bit. Something had to be done, but what? The best way to fight bad habits, she thought, was with good habits. Then she thought of a plan. She got a big piece of cardboard, a marker on the top, and wrote, the Bear Family Politeness Plan. Kind of like that. Maybe need to do it more at school. When the plan was finished, she called the family to a meeting. Showed to Papa and the cubs. Here, listen here, look at there. She's making a plan. Like we always do, make a plan. It currently got the Bears family's attention. The Bear family's politeness plan. Rudeness. Forget please and thank you. Pushing, shoving, interrupting, name-calling, reaching at the table, playing with food, rude noises. Oh boy. Banging door, forget excuse me, and hogging the bathroom. So the politeness is sweep from steps, beat 2 rugs. Oh, I'm catching on. So, in other words, she said if you're going to be rude, the consequence is you're going to end up doing these things. So, if you're playing with your food, guess who's going to do the dishes? If rude noises, you're going to weed the garden. Not near Minnesota, it's kind of cold. Wouldn't want to be rude in the winter. Forget excuse me, you're going to be taking the garbage out. Mama's plan had a list of all rude things that she wanted to stop. Beside each one, was a penalty, a job or chore that went with it. If you forget a please or thank you, you had to sweep front steps. If you pushed or shoved, you had to... So it's pretty much like what I said. If you do one thing, the penalty is going to be this. I wonder who was going to keep track. But Mama spouted to the cubs, you're not being fair. It seems to me, she said, that you're the ones who aren't being fair to yourselves or anyone else. That was the manners are all about, being fair and considerate. Manners are very important. They help us get along with each other. Why, without manners? Oh, if you didn't have manners. Your Mama absolutely right, interrupted Papa. She goes, thank you, Papa, for your comment. But interrupting is the number 3 on the rude list, and penalty is testing downstairs. Mama said this. Oh, look at him. He's like, oh, but he got caught. Okay. Said Brother, this looks serious. I think we better come up with a plan of our own or we're going to be doing a lot of extra chores. What sort of plan? Asked Sister. Well, he said, instead of just being polite, we'll be super polite. Well, please and thank you so much that Mama will get fed up and call the whole thing off. Yes, Sister. We'll be so polite she won't even be able to stand it. Oh, they put their plan into action. They were super polite on the stairs. After you, Sister dear. Thank you, dear brother. In the hall. Excuse me, brother dear. Oh, certainly, my dear sister. Waiting for the bathroom. Terribly sorry you had to keep you waiting. Think nothing of it, my dear. That would be really nice. But it didn't work the way they expected. Mama did get fed up at all. She didn't get fed up at all. And after a while, brother and sister forgot about being super polite and were just polite. At the table, pass the honey, please. Certainly. In their room, would you like me to help you pick up your toys? Thank you very much. And look at Mama, looks happy. She's got a smile. In the yard, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. That's all right. No harm done. Just think if you were polite every day with a little bit, you would be just doing it by habit. That's amazing. Adults too. You know, it's not just for the bears, but just think, she got after Papa too and said, Papa, you need to do this. And so Papa had to follow too. And it turned out that Mama had been right. Things did go more smoothly. Once they got into the good manners habit, they didn't even have to think about it. But it wasn't so easy for Papa. Oh boy. He was the one who got fed up. It's a little harder to change habits when you're older, and he had to do quite a few extra chores for forgetting his manners. I'm glad to get out of the house anyway, from the politeness plan. And he said as he drove the family along the highway and a trip to the supermarket. To the supermarket in the car. I wonder how many of you heard your parents not being very happy when they were driving their car. Papa right here. Manners and courtesy are just as important anyway from home, especially on the road, Mama said as they stopped at the stop sign to let pedestrians and other cars pass. They help us drive safely. So next time if you hear somebody yelling and screaming, say, oh, we got to have manners to drive safely, because that's what Mama Bear says. Well, grumbled Papa as they all went into a busy supermarket. I think you can have too much of a good thing. We've got to have common sense along with manners. Why, if you let everyone go ahead of you at the checkout, you'd be there forever, which is true. But, you know, take your turns. That's all about taking turns, one after another. And sometimes you have to interrupt. Excuse me, ma'am, he interrupted a shopper, but I believe you have a leaking bottle in your cart. The shopper thanked him for his help. He saw a situation that somebody could probably step on a thing. What would happen if you going down the aisle and there was stuff all spilled on there? You could have lots of accidents. He stopped it, but he interrupted and he said, please excuse me. He was polite about it, not just blurting it out. You see, he said, driving home, there's more to life than remembering your manners. Besides, manners are all right for cubs and mama bears. Bonk! Oh, no. But we Papa Bears have other things to think about. At that moment, the car in front of him stopped suddenly, and Papa bumped into it. He was furious. Why, that pin-headed failed brain. He's not, and name-calling, reminding Sister. Ooh, she's telling her Papa, gotta be nice. The penalty for name-calling was cleaning the whole cellar, said Papa, gritting his teeth, and remembered his manners. And a good thing, too, because climbing out of the other car was the biggest, angriest bear he ever seen. I think I would be scared. But when the angry bear showed how polite Papa was, he remembered his manners, too. He explained that he had stopped short because of Mama Duck and her duck. Oh, see, if he didn't stop, he might have hit the baby ducks. crossing the front of it. Then he and Papa Bear looked at their bumper and saw that no harm was done. So just because something happened and you don't know exactly what happened first, breathe, count, look at your surroundings, and then make a decision. And that's what happened here. They stopped, analyzed, and he was going to hit the bear. So it's a good thing he remembered his manners. As I was saying, said Papa, as they continued on their way, it's very important for us to remember our manners at all times. And I want to thank you, Sister, for reminding me of mine. You're very welcome, I'm sure, said Papa Bear politely, Sister Bear. So, the moral of the story is that you got to think what's more important, being first in manners, being polite to your neighbors, and remember, even if something happens like what happened to Papa, angry, don't jump to be angry first, but to maybe pause, look at the situation, and then remember that sometimes niceness goes a long ways. So thank you for listening. I'm hoping that you guys have a great day, and remember, keep smiling.